WBDC, beautiful Bulldyke Creek, Wyoming. And now it's time for the WBDC NFL Report with Dusty Milute.
Hello, this is Dusty Milute, and this is the WBDC NFL Report, brought to you by Custer's Last Inn on Main Street, introducing their new Muslim Mesquite pulled pork sandwich with burqa sauce. The heat's on the meat, so get under the sheet. I'm here with my neighbor Fred Forrest, who's running the electronic contraptions, and we're going to go through a wild week 3 in the NFL with boneheaded plays, sparkling heroics, and some very, very bad calls by a bunch of referees who should be officiating the Pee Wee leagues. We start in Carolina, where the world champion New York Giants played the Carolina Panthers. And this quarterback for the Panthers, Fig Newton, is that his name, Fred? Cam Newton. What kind of a name is Cam? Who would name their kid Cam? I used to work on that Cam in my old Jeep. Remember, Fred? Wow, what kind of a name is that? That's a stupid name if you ask me. He's probably got a brother named Gear and a sister named Spring. Anyhow, he throws 3 interceptions in a losing cause, does nothing but pout on the sidelines, and the Giants win 36-7. On to Cleveland now, where the Brown Stains host the Buffalo Hillbillies. I thought it was the Beverly Hillbillies, so my mistake. Ryan Fitzpatrick throws 3 TDs, but rushing leader C.J. Spiller the Biller injures his shoulder in the 24-14 Buffalo win. For the Browns, they played like Jed Clampett and Jethro at the cement pond. They've lost 9 straight dating back to last season. Tampa at Dallas, and the symbol for the incompetence of these referees is the hat. That player slid on that hat and it cost the Cowboys a touchdown. Could have slid and hurt his backside on that one. Don't these referees know better? That's silly kindergarten crap. New York Jets at Miami. See those empty seats? I guess they just can't draw flies down there in Miami. Fair weather fans for a fair weather place. They have to import people from Canada just to put fannies in the stands. It's a comedy, but I ain't laughing. Sanchez throws for 300 yards, and the Jets still need overtime in order to defeat the Dolphins. The Dolphins block a field goal, and it's nullified by a coach's timeout. I pooped my pants when I watched that play. Get that towel out of your mouth, Tebow. San Francisco at the Vikings. The Vikings played a great game against one of the best teams in the league. Christian Ponder, the Vikings QB, slew the Niners with his gutsy play, including a 4th and goal touchdown pass and this run here. To open the game, the Vikings went 82 yards and 16 plays for a scoring drive. It's an inspired effort by a very surprising team. And how many timeouts did you give the 49ers, you silly refs? 7 or 8? Kansas City at New Orleans. Another overtime game against 2 winless teams. Look at this run by Jamal Charles. It is the longest run in Chiefs history. He had 233 yards on the day on the way to this Chiefs win. For the New Orleans Saints, they are winless and don't look headed for the Super Bowl. They look headed for the Super Bowl. Philadelphia at Arizona. Arizona looks like a real team for a change, with a real defense. But for the Eagles, Nolo Contendere. Michael Vick is taking a beating each week, and more, he's looking like a rag doll out there. Somewhere the puppies are smiling. Atlanta at San Diego. Matt Ryan, the Atlanta quarterback, shook off a short week and a long flight to whip the Chargers 27-3, making the Atlanta Falcons undefeated. For the Chargers, this is their lowest point output since 2002, and Phillip Rivers' battery looks dead. The game of the day is the Lions and Titans at Tennessee, where another overtime game occurred. Despite facing a defense that gave up a lot of points, the Lions looked at the backsides of Tennessee players all day. The Titans had 5 touchdowns of 60 yards or longer. Heck, they even picked the ball out of the hands of some of the Lions players. Obviously, they brought their whips and chairs with them. The Lions, coached by that guy who produced Gilligan's Island, sorry, that's Sheldon Schwartz. My mistake. Jim Schwartz is their coach. He sends in Sean Hill, who must be related to Peggy and Hank, and the Hail Mary comes down in the hands of the Lions receiver, sending the game into overtime. But Gilligan could have kicked a field goal to tie it in overtime, but instead went for it on 4th down and came up short, sealing it for the Titans. Call the professor next time, dumb cuff. The Steelers and the Raiders. The Oakland Raiders coming into this game were winless, and they had to have this game, and they got it, despite the fact that they're a girls' team. For the Steelers, new parts, old parts, and injuries are making a mess. Ruthless Boyker is a great QB, but without a running game, forget it. I mean, they've got 3 of the next 5 games on the road, including the Giants in New York. New England at Baltimore. Coach Pellicos didn't like this game one bit, almost ripping the arm off one of the referees. Both teams were coming off losses in this one, and the Ravines had to win in an emotional contest. Green Bay at Seattle. The Sea Puffs played their guts out defensively, but this play at the end of the game is disgraceful. You're telling me Jennings didn't come down with this ball? The officials need eye transplants. One says no, the other says yes. I'd rather deal with a running, bleeding sore than these scabs. Get these zebras back to the savannah. Well, that's it for the NFL report on WBDC. Stay tuned for your late local news, where we ask a panel of local virile ranchers what they would rather look at: naked pictures of Kate Middleton or a well-endowed knobby twig from an oak tree. This is Dusty Milute, and we'll see you next time. Turn the camera off, Fred.